The UUFP, we are late, but never without a beginning.
Hold on, John. We didn't start the recording.
Yeah, we
yet.
did.
Oh, we did?
So we are recording indeed. And I'm John Treib, lay leader today for the UUFP. My pleasure to be here. Welcome all of you, especially on this very important day before Memorial Day. The expression used to go something like all gave some and some gave all. The ones who gave all, the ones who are buried in our many cemeteries, and will be honored tomorrow with many parades. So much like with Christmas, let's remember the reason for the season and for the day. People have sacrificed themselves since our earliest days of the Revolutionary War. That we would have the freedoms that we try to enjoy today, even though we all know there's some tenuous threads. But we will hopefully work through those with our votes and our appropriate gatherings going forward. So, as always, this is time for welcome and announcements. We have a wonderful new sound system, so we don't have any feedback and buzz. If anyone has any thoughts, they may feel free to come up to the mic over here and tell us what they think.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Clifford, and I just wanted to remind everyone that on June 21st, Saturday, I'll be doing another cooking demonstration, a fundraiser for the church, all about souffles and how easy and fun and actually foolproof they are. They're always delicious, and there's all kinds of different. I'm going to be doing a cheese one, and then also a chocolate and an orange one. So hope to see everybody there.
And Clifford has assured me privately that when he teaches you how to make a souffle, it will definitely not collapse. Pressure's on.
And for some reason, if it does collapse, it's gonna be delicious.
Good morning, I'm Sam. I'm back from vacation. Yay. I know some people are happier than I am, but that's okay. John, Bryce and I are still working on figuring out traveling the back parking lot. The estimates were a little higher than what we would like it to be, so he's looking at, right now, as best I can tell from the last text messages, trying to find places that would just deliver the gravel, and then he's renting, I don't know what you call that we'll share between the church and their place. So that's $1,000 for a week just for the machine. So, but we're working on it. We're gonna get it done eventually. Thank you.
And Linda, two things. First of which is just a reminder that in 2 weeks from today, which would be June 8th, after the services, we will be having the annual congregational meeting. It's a very important meeting. This is where we demonstrate democracy. We vote on the new board members who will lead us for the next fiscal year, and we will be voting on a budget. So all are welcome to attend, but as a reminder, only members are allowed to vote. But please plan to attend. It's an important meeting for us as a fellowship. And secondly, we are looking for volunteers to help with the worship committee. I believe I had shared before that Lisa Jokiel, who for years has been the spearhead behind scheduling all these great Sunday services. At the age, let's just say she's almost 80, is looking to step down. And rightly so, because she's been doing this for years, and we're looking to build out a committee versus a person of one. So please, if you are willing to be on that committee, please see me. It's very important. Quality, engaging, provocative Sunday services are the cornerstone of UUFP, and we need to continue that. So thank you.
I'm Eric. Clifford and I are going to put on our first annual fundraising wine dinner, so wine and food pairing on September 13th. That's a Saturday. And if you can just save the date, we'll have all the information in the newsletter coming up in July, and we'll print the menu up for you for July and August, and we'll have sign-ups online. Thanks.
And we're blessed to have not one, but two professional chefs who have come into our midst. All right, so we have a volunteer for the chalice lighting. We have one, yes. So the words for the child study, words you've heard from me before, which I really enjoy from Albert Schweitzer. This pertains to so many of us. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. May it be so. And my opening words, before I turn the podium over to Diane, who I'll speak momentarily. This is 419, but I'll be doing a reading here. This is from Tilladasa. I think sometimes the Eastern wisdom is worth hearing. Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. Its brief course lie all the verities, the realities of your existence, the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of beauty. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision. But today, well lived, makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. I can hear Miranda in the background about living for the moment. So introduce Diane Treib, who is someone I've known since I first entered the UU tradition back in 1992 at the first UU in Reading. I've been aware of Diane and her work in holistic healing, if you will. She's spoken here before. Her messages always come from that place and are something we need to hear. So without any further ado, I will step away and turn this over to Diane.
Thank you, John. So John did opening words and I'm gonna do opening words number 2. And by the way, I really like this saying in the order of service. Be happy not because everything is good, but because you can see the good in everything. I'm gonna keep that one. So. This is a poem from a book that I have grown to love. It's called Poems to Live By in Troubling Times. And it was put out after 2001, and it's a wonderful collection of poetry. This is entitled Making a Fist by Naomi Shihab Nye. For the first time on the road north of Tampico, I felt the life sliding out of me. A drum in the desert, harder and harder to hear. I was 7 and I lay in the car, watching palm trees swirl a sickening pattern past the glass. My stomach was a melon split wide open inside my skin. How do you know if you're going to die? I begged my mother. We had been traveling for days. With strange confidence, she answered, when you can no longer make a fist. And now, please join together in singing hymn number 298, Wake Now My Senses. And please stand as you are able. Wake Oh, okay.
Talk to the kids about the topic.
Pardon me?
Would you like to talk to the kids about the topic today, or?
Oh, actually, I'm going to be reading a children's storybook as part of the service, so we'll just incorporate it. How's that?
Well, the children leave.
Oh, they leave, okay. Well, let's see, talk to the children about the topic. No. Thank you.
Let's see you guys out.
John, you wanna do the offertory? Oh, wait, we wanna sing you out, right? Sorry.
Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the love shine surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
So as we often say, there are three things which are valuable here beyond your presence. This is just to kind of economize, and it's time, talent, and treasure. So you're giving us your time. We will call upon your talent at some point. We always like people to speak as lay people, so if anyone has it yet to do it, speaking of the worship committee, please let us know. But now we want to go to the third element, which is treasure, which is just our way for saying that anything you can offer in the baskets as they pass will help support us in our financial needs to continue the good works and social action of this fellowship. Always, we thank you for your generosity, for the benefit of our fellowship, and all we stand for here. So I'll turn it back over to Diane.
First of all, I changed the name of the sermon to Hopelessness and Grace. How do you know if you are going to die? The 7-year-old girl asked her mother. She was feeling hopeless, and her mother answers, when you can no longer make a fist. Hope is found in the making of a fist. Hope is found in the marriage of hopelessness and grace. Most of us have felt hopeless at some time in our lives, or many times in our lives. Hopelessness arises when all hope is lost. When we have wanted something to change, to improve, to arrive, to be gone. When all hope is lost for what we hoped would happen. Move closer to the microphone there. Our loved one dies. Our mate leaves. The illness is not cured. The pain never ends. The weight won't come off. The job is lost. There is not enough money. There is too much to do. There's not enough to do. There's too much alone time. Nobody likes me. Nobody loves me. They betrayed me. I feel powerless. I feel hopeless. I feel worthless. Hopelessness can feel like there is nothing to live for. It can feel like you are walking around with a dark cloud over your head that just won't go away. It can manifest in long-term depression, ongoing anxiety, disease, pain, addiction, violence, abuse, and suicide. Hopelessness can feel like it descends upon you or rises from within you and stops you in your tracks. It robs you of motivation, desire, and action. You feel frozen in a desert of nothingness, alone, frightened, seeing no way out of this hopeless condition. Luckily, the powers that be would not leave us alone with no way out. The first step we take on our journey back to life is to surrender and to choose to deeply feel our feelings. The poem that I'm now going to read is by Ted Loder, senior minister of the First United Methodist Church of Germantown, Pennsylvania, and it beautifully expresses the call to feel our feelings, to fully embody our feelings. Pry me off of dead center. O persistent God, deliver me from assuming your mercy is gentle. Pressure me that I may grow more human, not through the lessening of my struggles, but through the expansion of them that will undam me and unbury my gifts. Deepen my hurt until I learn to share it and myself openly and my needs honestly. Sharpen my fears until I name them and release the power that I have locked in them and they in me. Accentuate my confusion until I shed those grandiose expectations that divert me from the small, glad gifts of the now and the here and the me. Expose my shame where it shivers, couched behind the curtain of propriety, until I can laugh at last. Through my common frailties and failures, laugh my way towards becoming whole. Deliver me from just going through the motions and wasting everything I have, which is today, a chance, a choice, my creativity, your call. Oh, persistent God, let how much it all matters pry me off of dead center. So if I am moved inside to tears, to sighs, to screams, or smiles, or dreams, they will be real, and I will be in touch with who I am and who you are, and who my sisters and brothers are. When we deeply feel our feelings, there is a catharsis of heartbreak, which succeeds in breaking open our closed and wounded hearts. When we rest our hands over our broken heart, our broken open heart, and breathe into our broken open heart, we feel the warmth of our open heart, and we feel a connection to a larger, wiser, more powerful presence than our hopelessness. I call this presence Mother Heart Womb of unconditional love. I encourage you to name your inner heart presence a name of your own choosing. It could just be presence, or mother, or father, or soul, or source, or God, or Jehovah, or Christ consciousness, or universe, or inner being. No matter what name you choose, this power within us is universal. This power incarnated into every human heart from the beginning. This powerful presence is pure, unconditional love. I have a children's story to read to you, but it's really a story for all ages. And the story describes my experience of pure, unconditional love. I'm going to try to do this gracefully because I can't read and show you the picture at the same time, so. Oh, the book is I Love You Forever. You may be familiar with it. It's been around a long time. I fell in love with this book when my children were little. First picture is mother holding her newborn baby. A mother held her new baby, and very slowly rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she held him, she sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. Two-year-old about ready to throw his mother's watch in the toilet. The baby grew. He grew and he grew and he grew. He grew until he was 2 years old, and he ran all around the house. He pulled all the books off the shelves. He pulled all the food out of the refrigerator, and he took his mother's watch and flushed it down the toilet. Sometimes his mother would say, this kid is driving me crazy. Picture of mother crawling into child's room when he's asleep. But at nighttime, when that 2-year-old was quiet, she opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, looked up over the side of the bed, and if he was really asleep, she picked him up and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. While she rocked him, she sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. Boy growing up, preteen. The little boy grew, he grew and he grew and he grew, he grew until he was 9 years old. And he never wanted to come home for dinner. He never wanted to take a bath. And when grandma visited, he said bad words. Sometimes his mother wanted to sell him to the zoo. Mother holding 9-year-old. But at nighttime, when he was asleep, the mother quietly opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, and looked up over the side of his bed. If he was really asleep, she picked up that 9-year-old boy and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby, you'll be. Teenage boy, party in the living room. The boy grew, he grew and he grew and he grew, he grew until he was a teenager. He had strange friends and wore strange clothes and listened to strange music. Sometimes his mother felt like she was in a zoo. Mother going into teenager's boy's room. But at nighttime, when that teenager was asleep, the mother opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, and looked up over the side of his bed. If he really was asleep, she picked up that great big boy and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. While she rocked him, she sang, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby, you'll be." Young man moving out of house. That teenager grew, he grew and he grew and he grew, he grew until he was a grown-up man. He left home. He left home and got a house across town. But sometimes on dark nights, that mother got into her car and drove across town. Mother in car with ladder. If all the lights in her son's house were out, she opened his bedroom window, crawled across the floor, and looked up over the side of his bed. If that great big man was really asleep, she picked him up and she rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be." Well, that mother, she got older. She got older and older and older. One day she called her son and said, "I'm very old and sick." So her son came to see her. When he came to the door, she tried to sing the song. She sang, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always." But she couldn't finish because she was too old and sick. The son went to his mother, he picked her up, and he rocked her back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And he sang this song, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my mother you'll be." When the son came home that night, he stood for a long time at the top of the stairs. Then he went into the room where his very new baby daughter was sleeping. He picked her up in his arms, and he slowly rocked her back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while he rocked her, he sang, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby, you'll be." When I deeply feel my hopelessness and I surrender my heartbrokenness to Mother Heart Home, I call her, I picture her embracing me and rocking me back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, singing to me sweetly the universal lullaby of unconditional love. As I feel safe here in Mother's embrace, I surrender to letting myself be loved. As I breathe her love into my heart, I experience unconditional love weaving into the fabric of my wounded and hopeless emotional heart, tempering and transmuting, restoring and resurrecting my fragmented self into one whole and holy human being. I also experience the involution of grace descending down through my crown into my heart. Grace is the gift of feeling utterly and completely known and utterly and completely loved. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. The invocation and involution of grace occurs when our hopelessness is deeply felt and our heart has broken open to receiving. Breathing into our open heart initiates the transmuting fire and alchemy of unconditional love. Anger is transmuted into authority over our own state of being. Sadness is transmuted into the joy of being alive. Fear is transmuted into trust. Shame is transmuted into innocence. And deeply felt hopelessness invokes the descent of grace. Our fragmented, wounded, emotional heart has become whole and healed. We experience on a deep level our preciousness, our aliveness, our belovedness. So when you're feeling down, angry, sad, afraid, abandoned, hopeless, I invite you to take this emotional, spiritual journey back home to your heart, discovering the powerful presence of unconditional love within, and invoking the blessings of amazing grace as she descends into your broken open heart. And now please join me in singing closing hymn number 100, Peace Like a River, all 6 verses.
Please stand as you're going in the hymn.
Oh. Sorry, I didn't pick it up.
Peace like
love to get it. And John, you want to do the closing words first? Okay. We forget that we are loved. Hopelessness sets in, and we journey through the dark night of the soul, feeling angry, sad, afraid, alone, hopeless. Then we remember we can still make a fist, and we are still breathing and being breathed. Our breath will not fail us. We put our hands on our heart and we breathe into our heart, awakening to the presence of unconditional love that lives here within the holy grail of our sacred heart womb. And we surrender our hopeless and wretched selves to the presence within. With every heart breath, we let our hopelessly lost selves be loved back to life. And as we allow ourselves to be loved back to life, the amazing grace of being utterly and completely known and utterly and completely loved descends upon us.
So as I would expect, that the recording has been serviced, and I guess I just went right by. And if we want to repeat the words in our order of service, we shouldn't forget that as well. So please join me in unison. We extinguish.
Light of wisdom, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and in our hands, building us together in heaven.
Amen, and let's eat.
You can hear it from